Good stuff there, Lollipop. So we've been excited all day to have you come on and share some of your goodies. And Christy's gonna come over and say hi real fast. Peeking over around the corner here.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm hungry.
I cannot imagine 27 hours of nonstop.
We've had a couple breaks, so we're not gonna lie. We've all kind of rotated through, took the obligatory hour and a half nap, refreshed. We bought enough snacks for like a whole army here. All right. We got plenty of water. The hotel's got plenty of coffee for us. We got enough lights in here. We're all going to have a nice like Miami Beach tan come tomorrow morning. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So one of the great things is love it that we've only had a few people just touch lightly on LinkedIn, and you're going to spend a good chunk of time on it. Is that right, Alli?
Yes, it is my jam. I love it.
It is your jam. I like that. It's my jam.
Yeah.
All right. So do you have a PowerPoint? You're just going to roll, or how do you want to do this? What do you got to do?
Yeah, I can go ahead and jump in.
All right, let's knock it out there. We've got people all across the country. We've had multiple international speakers, and of course, so we've got a lot of people who watch this. We got a lot of people who can watch the replays. We've also going to be turning this on to YouTube, Vimeo videos, and then also throwing on a podcast. So you're going to get a lot of play. I hope you want some action because people are going to be reaching out, all right?
Awesome.
So yeah, let's let you dive in. If you want to pull up your slides or share your screen, and you'll get rock and rolling.
Sure. Cool. Let's see here.
Perfect.
Start.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
All right, we good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, hello out there in Facebook land. Hi, I'm Alli Blotter. I am an intuitive marketing strategist and content creator, and I am super excited to be here for Social Media Day. If you are tuning in, please leave a comment, say hello, and I'm excited to share with you the magic of LinkedIn today. So I help coaches and ed tech founders, healers, all share their stories through social media. I provide creative strategies, copy, video, and music to conscious entrepreneurs and organizations. And through the process of helping these people build their businesses, build my business, I've been a copywriter for 10 years. I've had my own business for 4. Through that process, I have discovered that LinkedIn is such a powerful tool for solopreneurs. Not a lot of people have the budgets to pay for ads, pay to boost posts, and LinkedIn is an awesome solution for that. Through the process of learning about LinkedIn, I have become a LinkedIn career advice community mentor and one of LinkedIn ProFinder's best professionals of 2017. So I really love it. I'm really excited about it. And I'm really excited to share with you today how fun LinkedIn can be and how you can use it to share your story. So if you're ready, let's go. I'm going to soar through it as fast as I can. So a lot of people have an interesting perception of what LinkedIn is. A lot of people think you just throw up your resume and it's just this weird place where sometimes people send you invites and connections and they endorse you, and then that's kind of it. The thing is, LinkedIn is so much more than that. It's not just a business platform. There's 140 million users worldwide who are sharing their stories on it. So it has a lot of potential. I like to think of it as Facebook with intention. Instead of just taking a picture of your dog or your avocado toast and throwing it up on Facebook, you can take a picture of your avocado toast and your dog next to the client you're meeting with at your business meeting and explain how you've got this really cool balanced life and how you throw it all together with your business. So it's really about making choices about what you share. And I love Facebook, but it's not the best place for solopreneurs without budgets. Raise your hand if you have a Facebook business page. Leave in the comments if you do. The Facebook algorithm doesn't support small business owners. Unless you have group or you post in a group, there's not a lot of opportunities for expansion. If you have a business page and you have a bunch of followers who clicked the like button and said, I support you, I want to know what you're doing, I want to hear your updates. Only about 3% of those people will get your updates now. And if those people don't even get them, how do you expect to expand and reach beyond your circle? So Facebook is limiting. But LinkedIn is expansive. The algorithm works for you. You don't have to mess with keeping up with all the algorithms. You don't have to pay for ads. You don't have to boost posts. You can get up to 80% organic reach by just filling out your profile. Super easy. It takes some time, but if you are in the market to advertise to other business owners, if you want to advance in your career, if you want to reach the next level, LinkedIn is an awesome place to do so. And I'm excited to show you how. I find this button. Where'd it go? Hold on. Okay. I want to tell you that LinkedIn is an opportunity to share your personal story. If you don't get any other nuggets from tonight, please think of LinkedIn as a storytelling tool to share your professional story. Take a minute to think about the stories you really like. Scott, what's one of your favorite stories?
I like to use, with my real estate business, I like to talk about case studies, deal flow, or our students who are overcoming their hurdles in their head and actually closing their first deal is always some of my favorite stories.
Nice. And so think about your favorite movie. What's your favorite movie or
I am Iron Man. All right?
Iron Man, love it. And so what do you love most about it?
I like Tony Stark's cocky attitude. Mm-hmm. I like the gadget. The fact that he's filthy rich is always not a bad thing. And just a badass.
He's got some spunk, right? Yeah. And so for all of you tuning in at home, I want you to think about your favorite movie or book or TV show. Leave it in the comments. Tell us why you love it so much. What resonates with you most? Is it the characters? Is it their attitudes? Is it the gear? Is it the action? Is it the costumes, the scenery? What do you love most about your favorite story? And I want you to think about the characters in it. And I want you to think about which character you relate to the most. In all stories throughout time and history and cultures and across the globe, all stories have the same things in common. They have a beginning, middle, and end. They have some obstacle to overcome, and there's usually something that you can gain from it. There might be a lesson or a new thought that you get from hearing that story. So I want you to think about that. And I want you to think about your favorite characters. Which character do you resonate with the most? Is it the main character, the protagonist? Is it the sidekick who is there to support them? Is it the wise guy who's there to give some comic relief, tell a joke or two? Is it the villain? Is it the ruler? In all stories throughout life, there are 12 archetypes. And I'm going to get to LinkedIn, I promise. This is just a really fun way to look at it. I want you to pick a character, an archetype that you relate to the most. And it doesn't have to be exact, just pick one right now for the sake of this exercise. Got it? I can't find these buttons. Okay, so if you think about your character, I want you to think about the values of that character. Do you value creativity, loyalty, community? What really matters to you most? What basic human needs, what values do you really care about? And what are you providing to others? So think about what problem you solve by providing those values. If you provide creativity, you're helping other people kind of break through barriers, think of new ideas. If you value community, you're helping people feel like they belong. So when you think about your story, what role do you play and what value do you offer? And in the story of your life, what is that big climactic moment that you want to happen? Do you want to start your own business? Do you want to scale your business? Do you want to get $1 million and travel the world? What's that end goal that you really want to happen? And in a plot of a story, the rising action are the steps the hero takes to get to that climactic moment, that last final obstacle before they win. And when it comes to LinkedIn, I want you to think about those actions that you're taking with the services that you offer. Who are you serving? Who are your clients? Who are your customers? Who's your target? What is their role in the story? What are their values? And don't just think about demographics, think about psychographics. When they wake up in the morning, what are they worried about? How do you want them to feel after they've met you, after they've felt your values? And what makes you different than everyone else? If you are providing marketing services or real estate services, what makes you different than every other marketer or realtor? Is it you're a really good listener? You're a really good organizer? How can you use your talents to help people feel better and feel valued? And how does that all fit in with your long-term goals? What steps are you taking to make people feel better to reach that $1 million or traveling the world? And take all of that together and let's apply it to LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn profile is your table of contents for the story of your life. And when someone looks at your profile page, they should get a good idea of what your main story points are. And you've only got 7 seconds to make an impact. So your URL, your headline, your summary, your photo, your experience section, your skills, and your links and groups need to be eye-catching. I want you to think of your LinkedIn summary as your exposition. In a good story, it gives who the characters are and the scene they're in. So on your LinkedIn profile, think about what do you do, how do you do it, and why do you do it? The why comes from those values, so make sure to really get solid about what those are. So I want you to think about your summary as a way to grab their attention. Don't just say, hello, my name is Jane and I work at this company. That's boring. Add a joke or a quote or something that's really different than everyone else. Show off your personality. Think about your values. Make sure they're included in there. In your summary, someone should be able to determine what your character role is, what your values are. Make sure to include a call to action. A lot of people forget that in their summary, and it's a huge important factor. If you think about your profile page being a book, someone takes the book off the shelf, opens the cover, reads your table of contents, turns to the first page, reads the exposition and says, I'm really interested in this book. I want to buy it. Don't make it hard to get to the checkout line. Say, if you're interested, send me an email. Go to my website. Make it super easy to get connected with you in the summary. Your photo. Scott, I'm sure you have a photo on your LinkedIn page, right?
You know it.
Yes. How many people have you seen that don't have photos?
Oh my gosh, a lot.
Yeah.
When they reach out, I don't even accept their invitations.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, on Facebook, everyone's got a picture, but not on LinkedIn. It's really not that hard. You're 14 times more likely to get seen on LinkedIn if you have a photo. It's not that hard. Just have a friend take a picture of you with your phone. Make sure you're wearing clothes. Let me
take a selfie.
Make sure there's a nice background. Smile. Make sure you're in focus. It's really not that hard, and it makes a huge difference. You will definitely get seen more if you have a picture. Your backstory. I love writing my resume, said no one ever. This part is heavy lifting. It takes some time, but it really does make a difference. If you think about your favorite stories, the backstory is what gives it the edge, the perspective. Your favorite character has gone through some stuff in their past, and it's where they are now. So think of your backstory as not this embarrassing thing of all the stuff you've gone through. It's what made you who you are today. So take some time with it. Have fun with it. Make sure you include as many relevant roles as possible. Even if you only worked for a place a couple months, you probably learned something from it. So include it. Use the verb format like you would in your resume. So start with produced this, created this project, managed this team. Start with the verb and then the detail. And make sure to include as many specific details as possible. You created X amount of projects. You managed this many team members. You reported to this person. You managed this budget. Be very detailed. Paint a really detailed picture. No one wants a really vague, ambiguous backstory. And make sure to include keywords, the SEO. If you're not sure what specific keywords your target or client would really be interested in, search on Indeed or Monster for your title or the title you want and see the difference between the keywords you have and what you don't have, and stuff those in there so people can find you. And finally, support other characters. Interesting characters don't exist in a vacuum. It's how they relate with other characters that makes them interesting. So don't just throw up your profile on LinkedIn and leave it. Get on there at least once a day. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through Facebook and Instagram, mindlessly scroll through LinkedIn once or twice a day and see if you can start a conversation. A lot of people say, I don't know what to share on LinkedIn. I mean, I want to come across as professional, as businessy, but if you think about it, business is messy. Life is messy. Stuff happens. And some of the best posts are the ones where people are vulnerable. Now think about your favorite posts that you come across. It's probably people who are sharing something deep within them. And that really gives people insight into who you are, and to know that you've overcome something would make them want to work with you. They relate to you. They're like, yeah, that person, I really get them. I want to know more about them. So please be open with what you share on LinkedIn. If you have a really exciting project you're working on, share it. If you went to a networking event, take a picture with someone, tag them on LinkedIn. If you found a really inspirational video or article, share it. And don't just say, this was a great article. That doesn't provide any value. If you walked up to someone on the street and said, I like this article, you should read it. Why would they want to read it? If you say, I really liked this. I integrated it this way. I tried it this morning. This was the result. Give some perspective. Give some detail. Again, people don't like vague stories. The more detail, the more picture you paint, the better. Like and comment on other people's posts. Start a conversation. Give recommendations. They'll give recommendations back. Endorse skills. They'll endorse your skills back. LinkedIn likes it when you have about 20 skills. So if you don't have that many, put them in there. And finally, join a group. You are 4 times more likely to be seen on LinkedIn if you join a group. It's a great way to start a conversation with people who have like-minded ideas. You can find some great communities on there. Get involved, start a conversation. And if you do all of that, if you fill out your profile, if you post on there, like it's really easy, like 2 times a week, you can outrank 75% of your competition on LinkedIn. That's how easy it is. You don't have to play with algorithms. You don't have to pay for ads. You don't have to boost posts. Just share your story. That's all. And that is how you can reach your goals and live happily ever after. I love that. Thank you. If you would like to get help with your LinkedIn profile to beef it up, I offer LinkedIn evaluations. I have an archetype quiz. You can figure out what character you are, which is super fun. We'll jump on a call. We'll talk about your goals, your values. We'll see if you're book, your table of contents is worth reading. And I'll provide action steps to help you optimize your profile, boost those rankings, reach the top of the results. If you book today, it's half off. Just throwing that out there. alliblotter.com/book. If anyway, connect with me on LinkedIn, please. LinkedIn.com, Alli Blotter. I want to know you. I want to know your character. I want to hear your story. So leave a comment with your LinkedIn URL, and we'll connect.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Couple questions for you.
Yeah.
So, the big thing that people always ask, well, do I need the paid version, or will the free version work for most things?
It depends on your goals. I have found the paid version is effective if you're actively trying to find a job. It gives you options to the keywords for particular jobs that will say you have these keywords and you don't have these keywords. And if you don't, you won't get the job. So it really helps to get through that first level of filters, the automated filters. You can reach a human. If you're an entrepreneur, some of the analytics are a little bit helpful. And the most benefit I find is from the unlimited search option. You can type in a title or an area or a person, and you can get as many results as possible. If you don't have premium, you only get the first 3 pages. So if you're just kind of lightly using LinkedIn, the free version's fine. But if you really know exactly who your target is, you know exactly what your goals are, it does have its benefits.
It totally does. I would agree to that, because we do a lot of LinkedIn searching for asset managers at banks, secondary marketing professionals. I've also used it to expand my database of real estate investors that I'm connected to on there.
Nice.
So I've grown my connections from 6,000 to almost 13,500 in the last 6 months.
That's impressive.
So what do you see, and maybe a little early to know, but LinkedIn obviously has been adding the whole live video asset to what they're doing. Would you recommend somebody, instead of just posting an article or two, they're committing, actually going on there, actively sharing kind of what they're looking for? Obviously, yes, right?
Yeah, I mean, just like Facebook, live video has priority. So as much as you can share face-to-face through video, do it.
What else was I going to say? There is projects are also, I think, a thing that don't get highlighted a lot.
Yeah.
Do you agree to that?
Yeah. I feel like there are so many integrations and little nooks to explore through LinkedIn that people just don't even know about. Like, shout out to ProFinder.
Yeah.
Join that. Like, there are so many things.
I'm a big fan of using SlideShare as well for a lot of presentations, and then implementing that into my profile. That's helped me actually drive a lot of business, raise a lot of capital, and actually investors actually reach out to me to do deals with me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that much time.
Mm-mm.
You're already using it in real life. Just throw it on LinkedIn.
It's just it's a much more professional facet. I mean, that's why I think if you look at the social media platforms, and we did a study on this, if you look at CEOs, they don't spend time on Facebook, right?
Yep.
They spend most of their time on LinkedIn and Twitter still to this day, correct?
Yeah. It's all about the intention.
Mm-hmm.
They're intentionally knowing who they're posting for, who they're looking for. It's not just venting word vomit.
Well, that unfortunately, there is a lot of word vomit. There's a lot of diarrhea of the mouth. It's funny to say, I think LinkedIn is a much more positive place to be these days.
It is. Like, I find myself scrolling through LinkedIn and I feel inspired and motivated. And Facebook, I'm like, I feel gross afterwards.
I feel gross. I need a shower to wake the to erase the fake book off of me. So what there are any interesting things that you've had happen with you? You've got a little bit of a niche. I mean, besides being a great LinkedIn expert, you've also got a little bit of a niche-y thing to yourself, right, Alli?
Yeah, I do. So, yeah, I am super passionate about personal development and intuition. And so those are the tribes I surround myself with. I'm also an actor, comedic rapper. So I tend to be the business resource for very creative, spiritual people. And it's this interesting mix of handing these creatives analytics and data-driven, stuff mixed with really touchy-feely heart stuff. And it's a fun mix to put them together.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the great things I think that has really popped up is the ability to post updates or post stories too.
Yeah.
So if you've got a blog, it's like one of the things, I've got a blog, not a blog, a podcast that we've been going back in actively posting infographics and the first 500 letters to it with a link to our podcast, and really driving that to help us boost up our how often we're seeing it in the scroll basic. It doesn't take a lot of work to do, right?
It's not. I mean, you're doing the same stuff on the other platforms. Just do it on LinkedIn with going through a couple filters first, a couple gates. Does it match the values, the intention? Would the target be interested in it? Does it help you reach your goals? And then post it.
Mm-hmm. Would you recommend somebody posting a little bit more of their personality, a little bit of their sense of humor online there too? Because it's kind of very kind of stale sometimes.
Yeah, and you, as a business person, you're still a person. Mm-hmm. And people want to work with you because of your personality. So reflect it online too. If they want to talk to you in person at a networking event, they're going to want to talk to you online because you show the same personality. So.
Mm-hmm. For the longest time, Alli, how you doing, by the way? I just it's good to see you. For the longest time, I just kind of felt like, when you get on LinkedIn, it was like the professional robot version of you. And as you're
hello,
talking,
I'm Elijah. Can I take your photo?
Well, exactly. It was always like, hey, you want to be personal? You use Facebook, use Instagram. LinkedIn, it's for business, and people are.
I have no emotion.
Yeah, and so I'm looking through my bio as you're talking. Looking at my summary.
My bio sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's literally I'm just a damn robot on there. It's like it's written for me in the third person. So automatically it's like, Elijah likes this, he doesn't do that. And, for a long time he's been involved.
Elijah bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of like, maybe, I am a creative person, right? I do a lot of video, a lot of graphics, I feel like, I kind of,
None of it shows up on LinkedIn.
Yeah. And, now I got to figure out how not to be this robot on there, which I think would probably actually would want me to use this platform, because what I don't want to do is I don't use LinkedIn because I'm not a damn robot, and I don't want to get on there and be as professional as what it shows, because that's just not who I am. And again, I don't want to be something that I'm not in front of people and post that type of content. And then when I get in front of them in real life, I'm not, you want to enter. No, you're done now. You're done now.
Go from the basement to the penthouse.
So, but no, I think it's cool, because now I look at this, I'm like, okay, well, I think I could do a real, not, maybe what I put exactly on my Facebook or my Instagram, but it can be professional, but it can show more of my personality, and I can start to show more of my personality and what I actually do through my LinkedIn. Because right now I just get a bunch of people CTOs, development companies reaching out to me constantly, asking me if I want to start using them for all of my, application needs, and that right there is just kind of annoying. And I end up just not utilizing it, but I know there's a lot of wealth out there for it.
Yeah, I think the perception, people perpetuate it because they think it's this businessy lead generating thing, but it's not. It's just an opportunity to share your story and be yourself with intention. That's it.
Yeah, I like the intention part, because I think a lot of folks, and it's not just with LinkedIn, I think just with most interactions in general, the intention isn't known, or they go into with the intention to do something, and I think when that expectation is let down, then they automatically give up, right? Well, it is what it is. There was no other plan B, C, D, or anything else. I was
buy my shit.
Yeah, right. Protocol is broken. Now I'm out of here. So, but no,
You know, bye. I go.
Yeah.
That's so true.
So I got a question for you, Alli, as I come out with my robot mode here. How many?
Scott has a question for you.
I will answer.
Yes, I do.
I will answer.
How many people do you talk to on a regular basis that don't know that they can export their LinkedIn connections?
Pretty much everyone. I mean,
Everybody.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you don't know. So, like, we've got grown 13,500 connections. Real estate investors, because I find people, real estate investors,
Right.
asset managers, people I'm targeting, and I export those first name, last name emails,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes straight into my Infusionsoft account.
That's cool.
And I email them to death. Or I take that list of just the emails and I go to Facebook and I upload it to custom audience. And I can send a Facebook post, dark post to those people, and about 75% of them use the same email on their LinkedIn as they do on their Facebook.
Wow, that's killer. I mean, that's awesome.
LinkedIn is important. Everybody, not
so
just for Elijah.
easy.
I'm
not making any guarantees. I'm not saying I'm going to start contributing on a regular basis.
I'm just going to, I'll talk. Sorry. I've hit the crazy mode right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, luckily the live stream will end at 2 a.m. So we're almost done.
Just hang in there. A couple
Just
more.
hang in there. Alli, you best way to get a hold of you is on LinkedIn, but you're also very active on Twitter.
Yes.
You know, definitely. Hopefully you enjoyed the champagne from a year ago that you won.
Yes, so much. All of the stuff. My favorite part was the rap, the song I got to make with Build song. That was amazing.
Yeah, you won that last year. How did that go? That was pretty awesome.
Amazing.
Can you give us a little?
If you want.
Oh yes, yeah.
I can.
All right.
All right. You
Okay,
ready?
you need to close down your presentation because we want this full screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me
Hang on. Yeah.
figure out how to do this.
Just hit. There we go. Stop
Okay.
share. Hang on.
All right.
I'm going to actually stop my video so we can have her full screen there. Hang on a second. Drum roll, please, everybody.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right. A Texas combination of tech and sound, teaming with innovation in the back playground. Explore imagination, make some capital now. We're ATX. We won't back down.
Yeah. Only here on National Social Media Day are we getting rapper. Yeah. Raise a roof. Raise a roof. Raise a
Follow
roof.
Lil Bree. Just throwing that out there.
Little Bree on Twitter, everybody. Little Bree.
And soon going to be showing up in your Spotify.
I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Android.
You know what? Alli, I need to have you on my podcast at some point.
I would love that.
All right, cool. Well, I'll reach out to you next week. We'll put a time on because we're gonna have you on. Yeah.
Cool.
I am not a robot.
Ooh. We'll just do a LinkedIn rap with the robot, half normal.
There we go. Half normal, half robot. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Alli, thank you so much, dear.
You too, man.
It has been fun. This has probably been the most enjoyable bit of time.
Yeah.
We're having fun, poking fun at each other.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday night. Enjoy your weekend, and thanks for being a big part of National Social Media Day. All righty?
Yep.
Yes, thank you. Hang in there.
Oh, yeah, we're hanging in here. We're hanging in here. I start to drop stuff and watch out, all right?
Yeah, right.
Do you do the Dougie?
We need to get liquids away from your computer.
I have nothing in here. I need a Red Bull. Must have Red Bull. We'll see you later, Alli.
See you. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good times. And you know what? I think we have Mr. Elijah on next, don't we?
I think there's a break, actually.
No, we're not breaking. We're going to run straight through this thing. No break this time.
I mean, we can jump right into it. I mean, basically, we're gonna be talking about photos, but I don't have a presentation, but I'm gonna actually be taking us through accounts. So
Take us through account. So you're over here?
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe you should get your screen going?
Yeah. As soon as we- Wait.
I'm muting myself. Thank
All right, there we go. Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, I can hear you. All right.
Hang on. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay. Good. Yeah, I'm here. I'm good. I'm good. Good. Oh crap! They just muted me.
You did just mute yourself.
Nope.
So go say something.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, we hear you. Okay, you're good.
Okay. Cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're actually real quick here. If I'm going to do a screen share.
Just go pull up the screen first. So you need to go to Google. You're going to Google Chrome.
Yeah.
You have it open? Is that what you want to do? Okay.
Yep.
So now click on your screen share. And there you go.
Cool.
Share. There you go. Just maximize it up so everybody can see it. And let's see if we can see it on the screen over here.
Let's see. Does it show up?
The satellite delay.
Yeah, we've been trying to replace the satellite we have in space now, but it's been it's expensive, so we have to deal with the old slow one we have, which is really annoying, but it's technology and it advances too quick. So hey, what's up, everybody? Elijah Whites. I am the creative director at Serving Social. So really, I make things. Somebody tells me what they're trying to do, or whatever keywords they are, I try to envision that in some type of picture, graphic, video, and then put it together. Usually when we're in talks with clients and stuff, sorry, we got comedians back here.
Sorry.
So, but yeah, so for me, I'm all about the photo. I'm all about the visual, representation of a business. And so we do this in a couple different ways. The first part of it is actual photos of your business, putting that stuff online, showing people that you're an actual location, your actual business. You sell stuff inside your store, you have products, services, all that kind of good stuff, right? A lot of times just telling somebody about it is one thing. Actually shooting photos and giving them a visual idea of what you have is way more important, in my opinion. And actually, not necessarily in my opinion, I think just really anybody that looks at things and doesn't necessarily want to read it, which in today's age is actually growing. I mean, there's more video and photos are consumed, but way before the actual text is read. Apart from that, I also do a lot of social graphics, a lot of little, small 6-second, 10-second, 20-second videos that we upload to social media as well. So, when it comes down to it in our company, I definitely am real deep into the actual content creation side. Anytime we do video shoots with our clients, I am usually the one that comes in and basically starts talking about how we want to shoot this thing in space. Everyone hones me back in, and then we actually put together a plan that the client can afford. It maybe falls in their budget. And actually, hey, Christy, can you hand me my little rig right here? So on top of that, yeah, thank you. So before we get jumping into photos and kind of talking about that, another part of what I do is I try to show small businesses, different tools and stuff that they can utilize if they want to start shooting photos, if they want to start doing video. I know today, especially, we've talked a lot about shooting video for your business, some of the different ways you can do that. The fact that content's king, you should be shooting video. We should be doing podcasts. We can do all these different things to create content for our business. But, for the most part, I use my phone. So my iPhone is actually the majority of everything, all the video that we shoot, mainly because, it gets 2K. I'm not doing anything as far as broadcast TV. So, as far as everything that I'm uploading to the web and sharing on social media, this right here gives me incredible quality. On top of that, I got this little nifty rig, which is kind of something I put together myself. So I basically have my iPhone Steadicam. So this is the stability. So when I'm moving around, when we're running, when we're, we have people jogging and we're trying to ride a bike and, get those, in motion shots. This keeps the camera from just jumping all over the place. I also have our wireless lob set, the receiver connected to the base of this, with an external audio recorder that the actual wireless lob set goes into, so I can always make sure that I have audio, and I'm actually collecting 2 sets of audio. This right here is going to be the audio I most likely will use in the finished product. And then, of course, I'll always collect audio from the phone that's connected there. So going from there, usually when I'm working with businesses, we try to really identify like what kind of imagery or visual representation that they're actually going to need. So, we work with a lot of brick and mortar businesses, and because of that, brick and mortar businesses don't necessarily do a really good job of actually showing photos of their facility. Maybe it's, we're still waiting for signage. Maybe, we decorated the place and we got into business, but it's not necessarily, what we want it to look like yet. So we don't want to take any photos until we get more customers through the door, make some more money, and do some updates. Well, honestly, Google is not going to really take you too serious as a business if you're not contributing any kind of content to your actual physical location that's on Google Maps. So this is brick and mortar storefronts, things like that. So basically what I do is when I go inside of a brick and mortar storefront, I mean, we look at all of their assets that they have online. We look at the photos they have on all of their social media. We look at the photos that they have in their Google local listing. So that's really, anytime that you type in, maybe it's the name specifically for that business, or you just, let's say if it's a dry cleaners, you type in dry cleaners near me, the business pops up. You try to figure out, hey, is this a place that I feel comfortable doing business with? So you look at the photos, you kind of get an idea of the area. You might look at the Google Street View, say, hey, you know what? Looks like they have plenty of parking. Looks like it's a nice area. Nothing looks sketchy over there. So I feel pretty comfortable doing business there. So that's usually what we look at first. But again, nobody ever takes any photos. Like it's almost impossible to have a restaurant. Okay, so check this out. A restaurant, and I know food photography is definitely something that you want professionals to do, but as a small business, especially as a small, maybe it's a family-owned restaurant, you literally have one food dish after the other coming out of your kitchen, and it's real easy to take your phone, put the dish down. You see everybody do it at dinner. I mean, we've talked about it multiple times here, but you take a photo of it, okay? Now, you can take photos all day, and, depending on how busy your restaurant is, you might be able to pull out, 50 to, 500 photos in one day of all the different food dishes, all the different drinks, all the different beverages that go out. Now, it's not necessarily something that you need to take a photo and post instantly, because if you are looking to start contributing more photos, more content in that nature to your local listing and to your business, you can take all these photos, send them to a photo editor, or even just learn how to do it yourself and clean these images up and make them just look as professional as possible. Now, why do we take photos of our business? A couple of things. One, it helps customers understand how relevant you are to their actual search. On top of that, it's something that Google rewards as well. Google Street View, the Google Street View program, which is pretty much Google, in a way, Google Maps. It's all the content, how your business is located on there. They talk about photos and how, really high quality photography is going to be rewarded when it's contributed onto Google Maps and Google Search. Now, when I say Google Maps and Google Search, meaning you really only have to upload these photos to your business local listing, and that will allow those photos to start showing up in Google Search and Google Maps. So what do I mean by that? So I typed in, just click at it. So I typed in Smart Buy office furniture. Okay, this used to be a client of Serving Socials. Since then, they brought in a marketing manager, which is awesome because, a lot of times when you do have that marketing manager that can work really closely with your brand, then you're able to, start pushing out more content in real time. So what we have here is we have Smart Buy office furniture, and if you can see, they got photos, okay? I'm looking for office furniture. I can come over here, I can click on this photo. Let's see, is this company actually going to have what I'm looking for? Maybe I'm looking for a certain type of furniture. Maybe I just looking for office furniture. So unfortunately now I got a slow internet connection. So maybe this is a bad idea to try to be. Yeah. Thanks, Scott. So if we can see here, this first photo that pops up here on the left, it's a great photo. We can see we got office chairs, we got credenzas, we got desk, we got executive desk, we got.
That's a good photo, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody really knew what the fuck they were doing with that photo.
Right. Yep. Somebody. Okay. And if you can see, my name is up here at the top. But what we did was we actually came out here and we shot a bunch of interior photos for this business, just trying to get the storefront, trying to pick some photos up of different products, kind of show like different setups that they offer, because what we really want to do is just show the variety that this business brings to the table. Okay. And then from there, what we did is we came in and we actually shot 360-degree panoramas and uploaded those. So now, anybody can walk into this facility and actually get a 360 view of what this place has to bring. And I know they've actually expanded. So, even this virtual tour is probably outdated at this point. It was shot back in 2016. So it could definitely use updated, and take in mind, consistent content that you're contributing on a regular basis is good. Think of your content being like a pond or let's say a river. As soon as the water stops flowing and the levels drop, you're going to have stagnant water, and it's just not going to be a great environment. Nothing's going to want to continue to play in there because you're not contributing anything. There's nothing new. There's nothing new to exciting to see, and you're not having Google crawl any of your information. So being able to contribute updated content and photos on a regular basis is extremely important. So you can see we got all different types of 360s. So what does this do? Again, I've already mentioned that by having imagery on here, it allows users to have trust that, if they get in their car and they drive all the way to your business, the chances of you having the product that they're looking for right then and there is probably going to be much higher because, well, you're posting photos. Now, I mentioned restaurants because I have so many clients that they have so much opportunity to take photos on a regular basis because they have products inside their stores. They are selling merchandise on a regular basis, and they might have 100 different products inside their store. That's 100 different photos. I mean, you're talking, if you're going to post one photo a day because you need to post something on social media every day to be consistent, you just took 100 photos of every product that you have in your business. I mean, that's more than 90 days of content that you now have that you can be contributing on a regular basis. That's really powerful. That's something that you can do in one day. You can send all of those photos off either to a service that only charges you 20 cents, I think it is, to edit, 25 cents a photo. That's really not that expensive when you think about maybe the time it would take for you to edit the photos, whatever the case be. Now, the one thing with these images, though, is we don't just shoot a badass photo and upload it. No, because uploading the photo, it's good to contribute that into your local listing, or contribute that online. Maybe it is your website. But even if you upload a photo to your website, you have to label the photo. If you take a photo and you drop it onto your computer, you'll notice that a lot of these images, they have, usually it's whatever the camera coding is as the title. So, if it's a Canon camera, you usually have IMG _ and then whatever the 4-digit number is, .jpg. Okay. This doesn't give you any justice as a business online, because think about how many people just took a photo with a Canon and then uploaded that. So, you could type in IMG _ let's say 0010 .jpg, and just see what comes up in the search. Like, I'm sure you'll get thousands of photos with that exact same title because people are just uploading things. So, if I'm taking a picture of a desk maybe it's a cherry red oak desk. Like I want to use Google's best practices for photo labeling. And if you just actually type in and you search on Google's best practice for photo optimization, you'll see exactly what Google says that you should be doing, and the type of titling and labels that you should put on your photos before you upload them, because Google can't see that it's a photo of a red oak desk because they're not looking at the actual photo. They're reading the information that's on the back end. You have to tell Google that this is a photo, or this is an executive desk, an executive red oak desk in Austin, Texas, because that's what somebody's going to be looking for. If they're looking for cherry wood, they're looking for, some kind of dark finish, whatever the case is, you have to be labeling your photos with those keywords and those phrases. Now, you certainly don't want to keyword cram. You don't want to just say, this is a red oak cherry, executive table in Austin, Texas, office furniture, office supplies. Like, you don't want to do that because it's keyword cramming. It devalues your image. And it's something that Google doesn't like, and they'll even tell you that. So again, Google's best practices for photo optimization, they will tell you exactly how they want you to label your photos before you upload them online, and they will tell you all the things that they don't want you to do. And a lot of times it's better to just read the rules and regulations and figure that out. So then that way you don't find yourself
in Google jail.
Yeah, getting in Google jail, or what they call the sandbox. So you definitely don't want to find yourself in those type of positions. So from there, though, what you're going to get is, as a local business on Google, you're going to find yourself basically competing with all the other brick and mortar businesses out there. Now, we can look at your brick and mortar business and say, well, what I need is, I really need to get on social media, and I really need to start putting content out there. I need to get my website optimized. And as long as I have a badass website and I'm doing all this crazy cool stuff on social media, like I'm going to start showing up #1 on Google. All of those things contribute, and those are all factors to how you rank online. But it's not necessarily going to be like the first thing that Google is going to go to when they're pulling up your business, because what you're getting into is hyper-local marketing. There's a lot of businesses out there, especially if you're in a big city like Austin, where you might have 10 dry cleaners within a 20-mile radius. So now you're competing with all these other dry cleaners, or maybe all these other restaurants, that you're trying to get people to come to you when they type in dry cleaning near me or food near me, right? You want to be the person that pops up. Now, if you read, really how Google ranks your business online, one, they're not going to tell you the exact ins and outs of everything, but if you read their information, you will get a really good understanding of exactly what they're looking for. But basically, as the more you contribute to your business online, the more relevant your business is actually going to become. Now, Google will even tell you that when somebody does a search online, and this could be through Google search, this could be actually through Google Maps, that even though there's a business that's closer to the person that's searching, if Google does not feel that business is going to be the best search result for that individual, even though that business has all the products they want, they have all the services they want, but they don't really have a representation that makes Google confident enough to actually send the user to your location, Google will actually send people further away because they feel that business has more prominence on their search engine, on Google Maps, on Google search, than maybe it's the competitor's business, or maybe it's even your business. You could say that you have a customer that's potentially sitting inside your parking lot. Maybe you're in a little strip mall, but customer sitting inside your parking lot, they do a search for a business near you, and Google sends them further away to another business because, well, Google can't trust you. They can't trust that you can offer the products and services that maybe that person's looking for, because you as a business owner have not done your due diligence to contribute that content to Google, letting them know that you have these services, that your account is fully built out and ready to go. One thing I would like to show you is
they won't send you there because you got plenty of Canon 01 through 04 JPEGs versus a red oak desk.
basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you don't have, it's kind of like, you know, you always see keyword search engine optimization. Think about that same concept with your local listings on how you do your photos, how you do all that. I mean, you're keyword optimizing your imagery, your videos, everything before it goes onto Google Maps or the search engines, because that's how people find you. They
So if you
type
ever
in
had like
those
a soup
keywords.
kitchen, would it be smart to label a picture hashtag no soup for you?
Yeah, well, you know, and you know, fun stuff like that is actually good.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I mean, it gets people involved.
Dry cleaning, no tiki, no shirt.
Yeah, right. Well, it could be something that people even start sharing. So now you have a photo that's your business is tagged in. It's, you know, that photo was actually added to your business's local listing, but because it's such a good photo, maybe it's really funny. Now you have people sharing that photo across other platforms. So, you know, again, now we have content that people are engaging with on a different level. They may not be commenting on it, but they are taking that photo, sending it to friends. Maybe they're downloading it and things like that, right? So if you look at this location, let's go back to Office by Smart Buy Office Furniture.
That's a tongue twister, dude.
Yeah.
After
Okay.
26 hours.
So, but you can see here, you know, we have photos. Okay. You can see outside, you know, those photos are there. But if we scroll down here, you can even see where this right here, if you ever hear people talk about Google Posts, this right here are Google Posts. Okay. Office furniture to match your existing office furniture. Well, that's pretty, you know, I want to learn more on that. So this right here is actually free. If you go to your Google My Business listing, you can actually put these little listings on your local listing. So maybe it's on a Tuesday and you put on here, hey, you know, today and today only, you know, we're doing half price or 10% off, you know, whatever it is on Tuesdays. Okay. And so now you're actually contributing almost like social content posts directly into search engine results, apart from your Facebook, apart from doing Google AdWords or anything like that. And it's free. It's something that every business can contribute on a regular basis. And on top of that, through your Google My Business listing, if you are a local storefront brick and mortar and you are not utilizing Google My Business, you got to get on board. It's how you control your business on Google. And on top of that, if you don't claim it, your competitors can. And believe me, it's a pain in the ass. I got brands that I'm working with right now who have chain locations all over the country, and they are just scattered among multiple individuals. And we're consolidating that. We're claiming those pages and bring it all under one type of management. So those Google posts actually allow you to have these listings, which are awesome. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to continue talking more on photos here. So you have two things. Pull up here. So you have two areas that you want to focus in on as a business, right? So we have this, what I've already showed you, your Google local listing. Okay, now take in mind if I come over here and I just say office furniture, I just type in that. Let's see what we get. See what else comes up. Which my search results might be skewed a little bit because I've already looked at Office by Furniture and I already went to them. So we'll see. Yeah, Smart Buy, sorry. Which actually, to be honest with you, Smart Buy does already rank pretty high. But you can see, you know, I got Yancey's Office Furniture, Smart Buy Office Furniture, and Office Depot is what came up. Now, these are going to be, you know, again, these are like local listings that I can click on and actually go check out all the different locations. Now, this is cool. Let's see here. So let's say somebody types in office furniture. I see all these different businesses that I can have the option to, you know,